The Belle Collective Season 8, Episode 3, Mother-in-Law in Order. Oh, so it do look like Glenn working somewhere. I guess he just must have quit the docks. Okay, but either way, he out of town. Look like right working somewhere. But she called him as soon as she leave the dang place in the car. Like, why? I'm hearing from Selena that Mike said that you was talking to some divorce attorney or something like this. And he like, I talked to an attorney and I was just trying to get some information about the posting up stuff because you went and I just wanted to go and see what was up with my stuff and my assets and stuff like that. So what? Basically, I did the same thing that you did. I just obviously I didn't mention it because that's pretty much the main reason. Why you ain't say nothing about this? You should have told me and this and this and that. And what about this and he like, well, okay, I went to go see the attorney. Now what? Like, so she like, okay, well, fine, whatever. If this was gonna be, then this was gonna be. I don't know. So she just gonna go on and figure it out. Cause I mean, what? I say, really, what you gonna do right now? So Cliff goes sit down with Latrice's mama. I forget her name, but you know they got a good relationship. Mother and son. But I'm sure they a little closer in age than him and Latrice is. So they can agree upon old school ways, right? So Latrice, remember, she kind of want to have this child, okay? Well, before we get to the child, she got to have this surgery first before she had a kid, which was the fibroids things. I think she just had to get a few things removed, but she just keep pushing back the surgery, because of all the working and stuff that's going on. So they both on the same page, but yeah, we got to get her to get the surgery done. But after the surgery, she been thinking about having a child now, which, remember, she didn't want one when they first was together. It was like, I don't want to deal with that. Growing up wasn't easy, and I just don't want to put my kid through what I went through type of situation, right? But Cliff was like, well, I still want a kid, while I still got a little kicking left to me. His kids already grown, so new wife, new family, right? But it didn't happen. But now, right, 10 years later, he about what, 56? Yeah, ooh, I don't know about having a kid now, because if we had it already, it could have been about 10 years old, preteen now, and it would have been all good. Ooh, now that mug turned 10, and that's, I'm in the 60s age, and I'm trying to enjoy myself now, not trying to go to Disneyland. I want to go to Italy or whatever. I'm just but the mama just convincing them a little bit, just trying to break them down a little bit, like, we do know that's a lot of work. A kid is a lot, but I'm gonna be here to help. We got other people to help, and it's only one. Listen, what's wrong with one? I got one, and that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you could choose to have more, if you want to, but I think everybody should just try it out with the one. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what and you be just fine. So you just gotta think about it. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about, because yeah. Do I want to deal with diapers now? So Marie goes on her little blind date. Well, not blind date, but the date that she won with, his name was Carlos, I think. More around her age. Aerospace, airplane stuff with the government. Okay, ching ching. Money about right. And not bad on the eye. So this was hosted by Latrice at her tasty restaurant. So of course she's there in the background, kind of peeping the scene, make sure everything goes well, and the day actually goes pretty well. You know what I'm saying? It's just a date, nothing wrong with it, and we're just getting to know each other, so we get to see if this goes somewhere or not. So Carrie at home with her mom, and Matt's mom come over, which I forget both their mama names at this point, but Either way, his mom coming over there because, Matt is pretty much, I guess, a little bit stressed and, maybe a little bit struggling at home, trying to handle things all by himself, while Carrie is away with, the collective and dealing with, the restaurants and her, social media stuff online, so busy lady, right? Got lots of things to do. But the mom is like, okay, I understand that. But you still got 3 kids and my son. So mainly I'm here, she's speaking up for the kids, but mainly her son because you neglecting him and he needs some help. You need to be spending more time taking care of him versus running around here doing all this other stuff, okay? And while she expressing all her grievances, obviously Carrie with her rebuttals, like, well, I'm doing everything I can. She has made effort to hang out with Matt one on one, to get some little, husband wife time, but it's a struggle. And of course, I believe is switching jobs, so it's a lot on his end as well. So that's all the mama's just stressing is like, girl, carry your ass back at home and stay over in the house, you know what I'm saying, and take care of these children and my son. Emphasis on my son. Like, okay, we get it, okay? She's doing a lot, working a lot. But, it is a new day. It's not like she says, it ain't 1950s no more. We work now, so we can't do that no more. I mean, some of us can if your husband rich and take care of you and all that stuff, then fine, you could be a housewife and take care of the dang children and do all that stuff. But sorry, they got the school bus, they got, they know how to figure it out. But right, so they got the microwave, we ain't gotta do that no more. So she'll figure it out. Mama gotta calm down a little bit though. And her mama just sitting over there like, yeah, Carrie, this all mom. Like, girl, she was no backup at all. If you thought she was backup, she ain't help you. So Tamber and Latrice meet up with Marie to kind of catch up on her little date and how it went and everything. Which, she lets them know it went cool. It was all well and everything. But, we ain't going to just stick to one man. Obviously, we're dating. So we're going to keep our options open. Obviously, rightfully so, right? And then they just go into, conversations with Latrice, asking her, we go get these surgeries done and get yourself all, cleared out and everything. I think it was blood clots, not fibroids, but I believe she probably did have fibroids or something in the past. But either way, I know she had the blood clots in the leg and all that stuff and all whatever. But get all that finished. She said, yeah, I'm going to get that done in a couple of weeks. I got the appointment scheduled. And then, after that, I'm going to try to have his baby. And of course, they are shocked because, whoa, really? We thought you said you didn't want to, but okay, you want to for real? And she's like, yeah, I do. I know Cliff don't, obviously, because he, he a little rusty now. But I just figure, we could do a little trial run and maybe I could babysit, Tamara's baby. She's about 2 years old now. And, we can, see how it goes. I got enough room for her to run around and I can dip her in the hot tub, stuff like that. So, of course, they're like, girl, strike one because babies don't go in a hot tub. Okay, even 2-year-olds, toddlers, they're not big enough yet. Okay, and it's just not right. Okay, so, of course, Tamara's a little bit nervous because, girl, strike one. You don't say nothing like that. But either way, they're open to it. Marie got 4 or 5, or she got 4, but she got grandkids. So, so I know all about parenthood. Tamara, she new to this, but so far so good. Obviously the baby, she noticing it does take away time from her relationship with Damon and everything, of course, because baby. But either way, so far so good. She didn't want none either, but it happened. Not the way she wanted, but it happened, and let's gotta see how it goes. And then of course they do bring up the whole Glenn thing and Tisha and that whole divorce because they don't really know what's going on. They can only speculate. We just got to really talk to her to get the real full story of what's going on whenever she's ready to tell it, pretty much. So Carrie and Matt have a sit down because, that mama of his is just a little bit too much for her to handle, at least by herself, okay? Because her mama was no backup for her. And, she just felt, I guess pretty much offended by everything she was saying because, she don't live the same life that, she grew up having her, had when she had her kids and all that stuff. Like, what I'm saying? It's different times. As she keeps saying, non-traditional family, which I don't know why she keeps saying that, but it is what it is. It's pretty traditional. Come on now. But they both travel a lot for their jobs. Him, sports player and all that sports world, you do got to travel a lot. So technically, it shouldn't be put all on her or she's doing all this or what she's not doing, because technically Matt don't be doing stuff too. And you know what I'm saying? So it's both ways in Carrie's eyes. For Matt, it was just more like, she really ain't hearing me all the time. So I figured I'll just ask my mama to talk to her. I figured it wasn't no harm. But, his mom is a little bit, she's direct. She's pretty strong, intimidating type of lady, we'll say. So she ain't got no problem speaking her mind, nothing like that. So, it's unfortunate that it didn't really work out the way that he thought it would. But, he don't want their relationship to be too strained or anything. Regardless of all of that, they will get along, or they do get along. For her, it's just like, listen, we cool. We've always been straight in what we've been doing. It's just all that other stuff. The finance stuff, of course, is always going to have a tough conversation. And then, you bring your mama here. We have to fix that, because no. But either way, they cool regardless of, how they got to handle their life. She gonna have to pull somewhere and he gonna have to tug somewhere. It is what it is. But Mama Matt, just sit back a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so we end the episode with Latrice and Cliff. He out there fishing and stuff. So she like, well, let me go try to butter him up and go fishing with him, which leads to the whole baby conversation. Like, yeah, I've been thinking about, hey, Jesse. Sorry, in the background over there. Anywho, eating some McDonald's or something, feeding the fish. But anywho, the whole baby thing, like, she ready to have a baby. And did you talk to my mom? He like, yeah, I talked to her. And she was saying that, she'll retire and you can do the baby thing if you had a baby. So for her, it's like, okay, cool. The mom is always a good help. Because, of course, Cliff is like, she ain't going to be here all the time, right? But, she can always move in and stuff. That's like the best thing. Live in nanny, live in mama. Or live in mama, nanny come over. Because we can hire a nanny too. Oh, the nannies is too expensive. You spend money on all your trips and all this other stuff. That's expensive too, right? So what's the difference? For him, I'm just over it. I already got 5. They grown, they out, whatever. I don't want to do it no more. Like, I just want to relax and just enjoy the rest of these years I got, Enjoy the fruits of my labors now. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm retired. And she like, well, what was we supposed to do about this? Because I want the baby. And he like, well, I don't know. I guess I can get a vasectomy or something. I don't know. So she like, for real? That's how you gonna try to play me like this, for real? And he being serious. He's standing his ground. And she like, well, then I'm gonna have to get a divorce if you want to try some vasectomy stuff. What do you mean? I want a baby. And I'm going to have to get my baby, Cliff, one way or another. So, of course, she's mad now. She get up, she walk away. Because We gonna see what's gonna have to happen. Like she said in the confessional, if he don't want to do this for me, then hey, we can always get a divorce, and I can always go find some sperm somewhere else. Cause that's pretty much all you need is the sperm. So regardless, I mean, y'all be doing it and stuff. So girl, get the sperm. He old as hell. You just sit there a little bit longer than you normally do. Okay, I don't know, but she'll figure it out. But this is Belle Collective, season 8, episode 3. Thanks for watching. Peace.